How you doing, everybody? This is LaShawn Goggin, coming to you live from my home from Cleveland, Ohio. Today, February the 28th, 2012. Yesterday, Monday, a school shooting occurred in Chardon, Ohio. See, I'm recording this. First and foremost, I'm going to send my condolences out to the families and friends and loved ones who lost a family member or a friend. By no means is this video intended for disrespect. I'm just going to touch on a few topics. At the end of the day, you have to use safety and precaution when it comes to dealing with kids. The same mindset that you have dealing with the inner city school kids. See, first of all, my kids go to Cleveland Public Schools, Cleveland, Ohio, where they have metal detectors and gun laws and issues and so forth and so on. See, at the end of the day, you got to use the same mindset that you do in the suburbs. See, you can't just think because you in a bracket where your credit score is high or everybody in the suburbs, or at the end of the day, you feel like you're away from violence and guns. You have to use the same mindset that you do with the inner city school kids. You have to put those metal detectors in. You have to use the mindset that something can happen, that kids can get out of control. You can't just classify it as, oh, I'm in the suburbs or that's the ghetto and it's only going to happen there, because you should have learned a lesson from the Columbine experience. It should be federal mandated that it's guidelines and rules that deal with schools federally, not just urban city schools, or you use different measures for suburb schools than you do for inner city schools. At the end of the day, you have to observe the children. You have to have the same mindset that things are going to happen. Children are not going to think as adults do. See, I would like my children to be safe. See, the parents have to start thinking, and the lawmakers and the lobbyists are going to have to start thinking that just because I'm in the suburbs or I'm not around those type of children that it can't happen, it's going to happen when you have that mindset. It's because you think that, well, I pay this type of money to stay here, or my kids don't associate with these type of children in the inner city. Well, you're wrong when you think like that. So you have to use safety measures. You have to be hands-on with children. You have to sometimes be physical. You have to rise above your emotion. You have to sometimes administrate corporal punishment in the home and to a certain extent in schools. You can't brush it off because you think, oh, I'm away from that type of environment. I'll drive in 30, 40 minutes outside of the urban city or outside of Cleveland. I'm in the suburbs, so my kids safe. No, your kids are not safe. You have to look at it like, I want the same safety measures that y'all using to put in the inner cities, that y'all have to use the same safety measures and put in the suburbs. Don't think that because your kids may be of a certain ethnic or race that, oh, I'm sending them to school, it ain't gonna happen here. They ain't going to Cleveland school. They ain't with the low budget kids, the blacks, Latinos, and so forth and so have you, or the children that's getting assistance from, public assistance as far as things like that to that nature. That doesn't stop a person from picking up a gun and blowing somebody's brains out. You know what I'm saying? That's not the cause of it. The cause of it is that you're not spending time with the children. You're not using the same mindset that you're administrating and spending all the tax money and thinking that, oh, we're going to put guns and police in the inner city. We ain't put them in the suburbs. You got to put them there too, because kids trip out. You have to put them there too. You can't discriminate and think crime is only going to reach poverty-stricken, or just because you're going to have a certain amount of money, that's where it's always going to happen. And it's going to happen all around. It's going to catch you with your pants down. When the cat away, the mouse will play. See what I'm saying? You have to be up on things like this nowadays. You can't just overlook things. You can't do it. Safety first. Watch the kids. Watch the kids. Safety first. Cleveland, Ohio. LaShawn Goggin.